What is a cleanerpreneur? I know it's an interesting word, but a cleanerpreneur is a cleaner and an entrepreneur all mixed together in one. And cleanerpreneur systems are the systems created to help you generate and grow a business instead of having a job. I know, it's super exciting. Danny Partita is the guy that created Cleanerpreneur Systems, and he's going to be joining us today here on Ask a House Cleaner. This is a show where you get to ask a house cleaning question, and I get to help you find an answer. Now, I'm Angela Brown. I'm your host. If I don't know the answer, I know somebody who does. I'm connected to the best and the brightest minds in the house cleaning industry. And Danny Partita is one of those minds. Now, if you have a question that you'd like to ask on the show, you can go to askahousecleaner.com. There's a little blue button right there in the corner. You click on the button, a little microphone appears, and you just start talking. It's super easy. It's like leaving me a voicemail message, and it comes right here to the show. All right, on to today's show. This is super exciting that we have somebody who's going to share with us how to create those cleanerpreneur systems. Please help me welcome Danny Partita.
So my name is Danny Partita, and I am the owner and founder of Cleanerpreneur, which is a project that I started back in 2016. And I am also the creator and host of the House Cleaning Podcast. Now, the House Cleaning Podcast is a show I do on a weekly basis. I share insights, strategies, and tactics with my listeners in an effort to help them improve their house cleaning services. Now, I want to go ahead and give you a little bit of background as to how the entire project started. First of all, with Cleanerpreneur and obviously with the House Cleaning Podcast as well. A few years ago, my family's house cleaning business was stuck. And what I mean by that is that we just found ourselves not being able to grow, not being able to take our business to the next level. So it was also around that time that I came across a quote by the American author and motivator, Zig Ziglar. And he said, "You can have everything you want in life if you just help enough other people get what they want." And that totally clicked for me. It totally made me think in a way that I wasn't thinking. So what I did was that I went on this website called micromentor.org. Now that's a website where business owners unite, I guess you can say, and give tips and advice to other business owners or perhaps to people who want to go ahead and start businesses. So I went onto that website, I created my profile, and I kid you not, within a week, I just started getting messages asking me, how do I grow my business? How do I get to the amount of customers that you were able to do with your family's cleaning business? So, I mean, it just got to a point where it was overwhelming. I just couldn't answer to as many messages that I was receiving on Micromentor. So that's when I thought, you know what? Perhaps I can do something else to help more house cleaning business owners. And that's how I got the idea to create Cleanerpreneur, which eventually also turned into the House Cleaning Podcast.
One of the things that I love about that is that you figured out a way, even though it was helping other people, you figured out a way to scale that at a level where you could do your podcast and help lots of people instead of just a couple of emails and texts back and forth to help a few people. I love that about you.
Again, after doing the House Cleaning Podcast for about 1.5 years now and working on Cleanerpreneur for about 2 years or 3 years actually, I focused the entire project to systems. A question that I ask my listeners often on the show is, if you were to be absent from your house cleaning business tomorrow, would your business function appropriately, effectively, and smoothly or not? And unfortunately, the answer many times is no, it wouldn't function.
Yeah, most house cleaners are going to say, absolutely not. If I'm not there, it doesn't get done. And I'm the only one that can do it my way. And unfortunately, without the systems, when a lot of house cleaners leave the cleaning business and they get ready to scale and hire other employees, the homeowners don't want it. They want nothing of it. They say, no, I only want you. And because they don't have the systems in place, they're unable to turn around and scale their business.
Absolutely. And another issue that I find that a lot of my listeners come to me with is, I just can't find employees. And it's not that, it's just that you don't have systems in place and procedures in place and processes that will allow you to either hire cleaning employees that will go ahead and go into your business knowing what to do based on how you want them to clean. That's the main issue. It's not that there's not people out there willing to work. There are people willing to work. It's just that you need systems and procedures and processes in place in your business so that other people, when like you said, when you're ready to start hiring, they'll know what to do. And you'll have systems in place, documents in place that will tell your future employees, you know what, this is how my business functions. Most of the answers that my listeners give to me is no, my business would not function effectively if I was not present. So that's when we get into the, okay, you don't have a business, you have a job.
If you're about to be in that space and you're about to scale your business, do you recommend waiting until things get really chaotic and hectic and then you're like, I got to create some systems? Or do you go ahead and say, well, I'm not quite fully booked yet. I'm not bombarded yet. Now's the time to create the system so that as I scale, it's a more seamless process?
I believe that the moment to start working on systems is today. Don't wait. Even if you have one customer, you can go ahead and start creating systems. How? If the customer complains, you can go ahead and document that complaint and document the process in which you solved it. Why? Because in the future, if you hire a manager, that manager will know how to go ahead and deal with that complaint or that similar complaint with other customers. So no, you do not wait until you have 100 customers or until you have 10 employees or 20 employees. You start working on your systems now. Now, I want to go ahead and just give you some sample systems that a lot of your listeners can go ahead and, or a lot of your viewers can go ahead and perhaps think about them. The initial communication. I always tell my listeners, how are you communicating with inquiries? Now, there's different methods that a potential customer can go ahead and contact you. There's email, obviously, calls, even text messages or social media. So do you have a method, a system in place that will allow you to communicate with those customers inquiring about your service? And if not, why not? Again, that's perhaps if your viewers don't have something in place, they can start today by creating just a simple document. Now, one thing that I focus a lot on the House Cleaning podcast is you don't need to purchase super expensive software. You can go ahead and start with your word processor or even a notebook. You know, all it takes is for you to start. Again, write down how are you going to greet your potential customers. Once you have the information that you request from them, how do you have a system in place that will allow you to bid or provide estimates to those customers? That's another system that you can go ahead and implement. Do you have a formula? There are a lot of house cleaning business owners who are unsure as to how to give estimates. House cleaning businesses sometimes charge by the hour, or others charge by the size of the home. So how are you going to charge? And do you have a system and a formula that will allow you to give estimates or to give a bid out to a future customer? That's that's another system that house cleaning business owners can go ahead and work on. Now, what about the actual cleaning method? Everybody has a different method of cleaning. There's no one that cleans the exact same way. So do you have that written down? Again, we go back to the employees or your future employees. Are they going to go into your business knowing how you like a house to be cleaned? Because if they don't, you're going to hire them and they're going to clean based on what they think is appropriate cleaning.
One of the things that is most interesting about what you're saying right now is that is a huge problem for house cleaners. Is as they bring people on board, they say, oh, they've already cleaned before. They already know what they're doing. However, the customer is accustomed to the way that you clean. And so if you don't have that documented and you don't have the system in place, then when that house cleaner goes in, even if they've had prior cleaning experience, the customer is going to be dissatisfied with the work and they're going to say, hey, I want my money back.
Exactly.
So it's very important that you have a very specific system. This is how we do things in this company, so that the customers, in the event that you get sick and you have a call out or something, that the customer gets the exact same cleaning every single time.
That's right. That's right. I mean, that's the only way to do it. Now, you can go ahead and hire someone out of the blue with no systems, no processes, no procedures. And like you're saying, you might bump into a customer who says, you know what, I liked the way you were doing it. Why can't it be that same way? So that's what you need to go ahead and work on. Like you asked me earlier, when should a house cleaning business owner start working on it? They should start working on it today.
Well, I'm so glad that you joined us today because this has been fantastic and it's great information for a house cleaning business that wants to expand and needs to go ahead and get their systems in place. Tell us where our listeners can go and find out more about you and also your podcast.
Absolutely. Well, you can find me on Instagram. My Instagram handle is Cleanerpreneur. I'm also very active on Facebook, instagram.com/cleanerpreneur, and Twitter, you can find me. My Twitter handle is Danny Partida1, and that's on Twitter. And you can find all of the podcast episodes on anywhere you can find a podcast. You'll be able to find the house cleaning podcast, or you can visit my website, which is cleanerpreneur.com/podcast.
Alrighty, and that was Danny Partida from Cleanerpreneur. And I'm going to leave links in the show notes to everything that we talked about so you can get in touch with him, so that you can listen to the House Cleaner podcast, all that stuff. Now, if you found this show helpful, please pass it on to a friend. And if we've earned your subscription, please subscribe. And until we meet again, you know it, here it comes. Leave the world a cleaner place than when you found it.